Hello, Austin County. Today I am here with Meagan Buro, Marketing Manager for Sam Houston Memorial Museum and the Republic of Texas Presidential Library. That is a mouthful.
It is. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I'm very excited to have you here. All right. So, let's just jump right in. We have our picture of Sam Houston here, and we have a picture of the actual museum, correct?
Correct.
All right. And then, of course, we have your lovely picture. All right, so we're going to leave that up here while we ask some questions. All right, so what exactly is your role? It says marketing manager, but...
Oh, there's a whole bunch under that title. So everything that involved with marketing, communications, social media. I also work, we are part of the university, Sam Houston State University, so I work with the marketing on campus. I'm a partner, so I handle the museum, but then I've got to make sure I'm in line with the university. I also manage the gift shop and student workers that work at the gift shop, and then I supervise our rental coordinator and our custodian. So, yeah.
Holy cow, you got a resume 40 feet long.
I know, it's kind of crazy.
Wow. All right. Well, besides all those hats, okay, so we know you do this. What made you want to start working?
How did I get here?
How did you get here? Exactly.
Yeah. So my family did family vacations, and they would take us to museum, historic sites. So from little on, that's what I was doing. Fell in love with history. Then my grandmother was also into genealogy, spent a lot of time with her. So I got that side of it too. So I had a respect for history and family genealogy. And so my undergrad is in history, Bachelor of Arts. Okay. And then I went to A&M to get my master's in recreation, park, and tourism science to tie tourism and history together.
Oh.
And here I am.
I have never heard of that degree.
It is. They actually changed the degree name at A&M, but yeah, it was RPTS then, Recreation, Park, and Tourism Science.
Wow. Well, all right.
There you go. Learn something new today.
Wow. Okay, so you have, 13,000 different things you do. Can you pick one particular section, area that's your favorite, or do you just kind of love it all?
I love it all because you never know from day to day what your day is going to be like. You may come up, here's my to-do list for the day. It's not going to end up like that. But I think getting to deal with the public, but it is fun because you get to meet a lot of fun people, just not from Texas, from all over the country, international visitors. So, and then being part of the university, they're bringing in groups that come for tour at the museum. So, yeah, you're meeting a variety of people.
All right. So you wear a ton of hats. Okay. Out of all of the different things, areas, exhibits, things like that, is there a particular place that you love the most?
Gosh, we're 15 acres. There's a lot.
15 acres?
Yes, we're 15 acres that we make up the museum complex.
Wow.
So... I don't know. I get to work with student workers. I know that's part of my job and everything, but I think getting to be involved with them and mentoring them is also a fun part of my job. And, they don't know a lot about history, about Sam, so they're getting to learn about the namesake of the university that they're going to. So that's a fun thing.
Yeah. Well, and you hear things, Sam Houston. Okay. What about him?
Who is he?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, which reminds me, let me flip my little channel here. Okay, 15 acres. I know one of the things because I always try to kind of prep when people are going to come in. One of the things I saw is that some people said that it's difficult to find you. Why is that?
It? We are directly across from Sam Houston State University. We're property that Sam and Margaret owned. We're 15 of the 200 plus that they own. We sit on the corner of Sam Houston Avenue and 19th Street. So it is confusing. 15 acres. We have multiple entrances, multiple parking lots. So it's kind of confusing. Where do I start? And but you can't go wrong. Just find a building where someone's sitting and ask.
Find a person and be like, hey. Yeah. Okay, so this is where you begin. Okay, and then when you get on the complex,
we have all these buildings.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about some of them. Okay, how do you say Lake what?
Lake Uluteca. So Sam lived with the Cherokee Indians, Chief Uluteca, and that's how the duck pond got its name.
Oh. Okay. All right. Well, this I was told by you, and I did not know this. This is the
The rotunda, the museum. It started out like this, and we added exhibit galleries over the years. So this was built 1936 as part of the Texas Centennial. We are a Centennial Museum. So the state of Texas wanted to honor Sam Houston, so they built the rotunda, and they also then brought in the Steamboat House at this time as well. That's the home Sam died in.
Okay, now this is the expanded one.
Yes, with our permanent galleries. The galleries were added over the years, and so this houses our collection, our artifacts, the traditional museum building.
Okay. Dumb question.
Mm-hmm.
When you say artifacts, people always think stuff you dug out of the ground. Is that...
No, documents,
okay.
Furniture, anything and everything.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So this is your...
This is one of the galleries.
Okay.
This is Sam's later years. Our galleries go in chronological order, telling Sam's story from beginning to end.
Okay.
And so there you get to see his leopard skin vest. And the chair is his as well. So these are our permanent galleries. Like I said, these don't usually change. Here and there, we'll make changes, move artifacts around. But yeah.
So he was styling way back when.
He was. He was flamboyant. Yeah. He loved, bright
there
colors.
we go. All right. So this is the actual...
This is our education center, the Katie and Edon Walker Education Center. This is on the opposite side of the grounds. Okay. This houses our education department. This is where the school tours begin. We have an auditorium here. We have a 15-minute video. And then we have an exhibit gallery. This is where we have temporary exhibits. They're either done in-house or we bring in traveling exhibits.
Okay. And that's what I was going to ask you then, is like these exhibits that come and the different things like that. Are there any interesting stories to it? Is it hard?
So our exhibits department, she handles all the scheduling. It is hard finding exhibits because you have a budget. So so you have to stay within that budget. So if you want a traveling exhibit or doing one in-house. And we're doing one in-house coming up later in May. It's going to be on the Houston children, the fate of the 8 children.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I tell you, y'all have a lot of stuff going on.
We do.
So this is
the museum store. It's called the Wigwam Neosho. When Sam was in Oklahoma, he with his second wife Tiana, they owned a trading post called the Wigwam Neosho.
Okay,
that's how it got its name. And so this was formerly known as the exhibit hall.
Okay,
but they moved the gift shop there in 2011. So I'm kind of located on the center of the grounds.
Okay. All right. Now, I'm gonna back up. Okay, so Sam Houston had 2 wives.
3.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
because
his first
died, or
no, first one was a divorce.
Okay,
he was governor of Tennessee. He was married to Eliza, not married very long. No one knows why they divorced. Neither one spoke about the divorce.
Okay.
So then he resigned as governor, went to Oklahoma Territory, had an Indian wife, Tiana Rogers, and then he left for Texas, and then he met Margaret, his third wife, whom he had his 8 children with.
Okay. See, things we didn't know.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So this is
the home known as the Woodland Home on the property that Sam purchased in Huntsville about 1847. He said he bought a banged up place in Huntsville. They built the Woodland Home. 4 of the 8 children were born in the Woodland Home. And so when they had this property that we're on, Sam was a U.S. senator at that time, 1846 to 1858 in there. So
let me ask you a question. Okay, so basically, the first 2 marriages, no children.
Correct, as far as we know.
Okay, it was just that one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So when he came here,
yeah.
Okay. Next question. We're like I said, we're ping ponging all over the place. Boys, girls, how many of each?
4 and 4.
Oh, all right, keeping it even.
Yeah,
that's one way to do it. Okay. I found this one. I love this picture.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It is. We also have Sam's law office that was there in the property. So like I said, he was a U.S. senator during that time. You kind of wonder what was talked about there in that little office when he was home, So, yeah, it is a pretty little cabin.
Wow. And doing all of this, okay, since I didn't know that he had the 3 wives, as you've been working at the museum, have you found anything that's been surprising or kind of shocking or anything?
So we have letters between Sam and Margaret. And, you know, okay, Texas, you think Sam, San Jacinto, Texas Revolution.
Right.
But you get to see the softer side of Sam with his wife, Margaret, and the kids, making sure he just wanted them to be good people. So I love getting to read those letters.
Oh, yeah. That's that. Okay. And that kind of brings us into having mail. Okay, what is this?
This is the Steamboat House. So
Wait, let me guess. Because it looks like a steamboat.
you are correct. But when Sam and Margaret were renting it, it was known as Buena Vista.
Okay.
So the Steamboat House was moved on the property in 1936. When Sam became governor of Texas, they sold the Woodland home, the property.
Okay.
Goes to Austin. The Civil War Confederacy would not take the oath to the Confederacy, so he leaves Austin. Tried to buy the Woodland home back, could not. They end up renting Buena Vista, the Steamboat House. It was located in Huntsville, across town from the Woodland home property.
Okay.
And so then, like I said, they moved it on the grounds in 1936. Intact.
I was like, plenty of room for the kids.
Yes. And so he died in the home, 1863 in the downstairs, and his funeral was held the next day upstairs.
You said intact, which means they moved it as one solid unit.
Oh, I didn't even hear that. I was so busy talking.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. Buggies and wagons, so.
Yeah, we're talking about time of horse and buggy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they moved an entire structure.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's amazing. Okay, let me. Okay, so we talked about the wives and stuff. Okay, so a misconception, like people always think, you know, like you said, you think one way. Were there any, you know, like big misconceptions that people probably have or have expressed, or that you found, or?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head right now.
All right. Well, that's the thing, is you kind of wonder, you know, because these people are larger than life.
They are. I think, you know, I go back to most people, when you hear Sam Houston, you think of just the general, the, you know, governor, the president of Texas.
Right.
You don't think about that other side of him, that he was just a person with a family, with kids. And so I think that's, you know, people are surprised at that. We do at the Woodland home put up letters from during that time that they were there. And so you get to kind of see what was happening, and just like, oh, wow, never, you know, Margaret's writing him in D.C., telling him all the kids are sick, you know, or,
Right.
or I'm freezing cold and this weather is horrible. And
Makes them a real person.
yeah.
All right. Okay. So this is the Steamboat House, and then what are we doing here?
So we do school tours. We're hitting our busy season. Spring is our bigger groups. And so our education department, or there are interpreters, they're the ones leading the tours. They're in period dress. They are very particular. You know, they do the research on their outfits.
Okay.
And so this is a school tour, and they're at the Steamboat House. We have stations. They go to different stations during their tour with us.
Right. I bet they like it.
They do. They get to visit the kitchen. We'll maybe making popcorn or cornbread, and they get to sample that. They get to go to the Bear Bend cabin to do black powder demonstrations. So just a variety of activities.
And do you have to be a specific age, like, or is it?
No, we offer guided tours for all ages, but they do have to make a reservation.
Okay. And have chaperones.
Yes.
This is not one of those drop the kids off and go, go home. Yeah.
No,
just you know, point that out.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, and woodworking.
Yeah. We do different demonstrations on Saturdays. From 10 to 2, we have woodworking, blacksmithing, spinning and weaving, kickwheel pottery.
I was supposed to say, like, she's...
Yeah. Part of our summer programming, we do Saturday spotlights, and they're spinning. Yeah, we do just a bunch of events going on for the public.
So pretty much, even if a person doesn't consider themselves a history buff, so to speak, there is enough for them to do.
Yeah, you get a little hands-on experience. And like I said, we are different because we have that traditional museum, but we have our grounds where we can do more and you can experience life in the 19th century.
Okay, now, I'm not going to say the whole long, the Sam Houston Memorial Museum of Public of Texas Presidential Library thing.
Yes.
What makes them unique? Are they bigger than other museums, or?
being the 15 acres, because you get to, so we're in town. So it's this little oasis, like you're stepping back in time.
Okay.
And then you have that traditional museum setting, but then you get to go on the grounds and kind of see life. Like I said, you get to stop by the kitchen. If we have staff, they may be working in the kitchen, maybe cooking, just working on research, a recipe or something. Or Bear Bin Cabin, they may have a fire going, and you get to smell that in an old cabin. So just that modern, and
I was going to say,
back in time.
It's not like going into the sterile, cold museum.
No. And our grounds are, we have ducks and chickens. So
and I understand you have cats.
We have cats too.
My brain is gone. You were talking about the museum. Oh, okay. Technology.
Mm-hmm.
I've been places where you go to the museum and you can get like a little headset or whatever, and it gives you like a guided tour. Do y'all have anything like that?
We do not have anything like that. Now, we do have in the museum some QR codes where you can lead you to find out more, learn more about that. But no, right now we don't have that technology base. We're kind of that 19th century.
That's good. I was saying y'all are very period with everything you do.
Yes.
I think that's good, because a lot of people get hung up in the technology.
Yes.
And they're so busy playing with the technology they're missing.
Forget. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, one thing at the museum, we do have Sam's executive mansion, 1837, president of Texas, first elected president. So it's a replica of his office, and you get to walk in it. You get to touch the artifacts. I don't remember if we have a picture of it, but you get to walk inside the cabin. So that's a different experience. It's just not reading,
Yeah.
So, we have a description of what his office looked like. It talked about muddy floors. So we have mud on the floor. So you just get that feel of Texas, 1837.
Cool. Okay. So we talked about the artifacts and things. Are there any, like, if you go, what is a consistent thing that is there? Like, it always has his chair and his clothes and stuff, but then what are some of the things that you switch out? Like, is it for holidays? Is it for his birthday?
We'll make changes. And so our collections department keeps up, they monitor documents, being in the light and everything. So they may change documents, may change like for the time, if we're having an event that's coming up, like this Sam's birthday is on March the 2nd.
Right.
So they'll bring out items, to tie into his birthday, just random changes throughout the year.
So it's not anything spectacular. Okay. Of all the pieces that you have, because I know things, any kind of history, you always find that one wow piece. Do y'all have a wow piece?
We do. It is a recent acquisition in the last 2 years. We got a box of documents. And one of the documents is a letter from Sam to President Martin Van Buren. So Sam is president of the Republic of Texas. At this time, it is the only time we know Sam signed it as President, Republic of Texas.
Wow.
So we have that signature, and that's so cool because we don't know of any other document that he signed like that.
Oh, wow.
Because any other time it was just Sam Houston, that fancy signature of his. But yeah.
That is so neat.
Yeah. You get to hold it. Well, you don't, but I mean, we got to hold it, when it came in.
If you're special.
If you're special, yes.
Okay, I'm going to pull up.
a question as far as when
go ahead.
you say handling that stuff. What do y'all do to preserve? Like, paper is not exactly... was there paper better back then?
No. So our collections department handles all that. So they are, that's expensive items, but like folders and sleeves and boxes that they preserve our items in. We have a vault that is monitored, temperature, and the items are kept in there and everything, and they monitor that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do they do if they start seeing signs of wear? Is that item suspended or?
No, they'll figure out how they need to preserve it. Like, we had Sam Jr.'s Bible that Sam served in Sam Jr. served in the Confederacy, and he was shot, and the bullet went through the Bible. Yeah, it saved him, basically. So that was falling apart, and so we did have that conserved. So they look at the items and...
Right.
figure out
Go
what
from
they
there.
need to do.
Wow. That's amazing. And the thing is that you have a Facebook page that's just filled.
We keep our social media up. That is the best way to find like immediate, if you want to know if we're closed or, or if we have free admission. But
I was going to say, here's one of your letters that you were talking about.
yeah, at Christmas, this is not Sam's handwriting,
Right.
but this is from a letter December 25th that he was writing to Margaret.
And that's,
Yeah,
Oh.
it's just neat. Again, I go back to with the children, the advice he was offering his children, talking about how important. That's Sam's executive mansion.
there you go.
Yeah, so you get to walk in it. You can see the mud. Yeah.
You make it full screen? Okay, I didn't know if you had it full screen. There's the mud.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
The
good thing about this is, see, you're giving people a taste. Now they want to go look.
Oh.
I mean, I'm already checking my calendar for when I.
Yeah, we have some cool events coming up that are, like I said, free. The museum, we do have an admission, but then throughout the year we host events, and a lot of times those are free.
Yeah, and you have calendar.
Yep, there's our February. Yeah, our spring is pretty busy. Spring break week, we'll have activities out on the grounds that are free. Iron Horse Guest Ranch is going to be there with their wagon, and so free wagon rides, 19th century transportation.
Nice.
We'll have dye day. We're learning about dyes. The Houstons, we know, were buying indigo. And we know that because in Huntsville was the Gibbs Brothers Mercantile. It was a store, and they have their ledgers yet. So we can see what the Houstons were purchasing.
That's amazing. And it's just amazing to think.
Yeah.
And all the different things.
And there's I don't know if you can see the exhibit with all the quotes on the wall.
Here.
Yes. So that is our temporary exhibit gallery. And right now we have 12+1 as an exhibit up for Black History Month.
Okay.
So when Sam died, there were 12 slaves listed on his probate inventory. We know about 3 of them basically, but this is an ongoing research project. We want to know about all of them.
Okay.
And then the +1 is one of the slaves ran away. So Tom Blue.
There you go.
But this is the gallery, and we change exhibits out. There we have the images of the ones we know and then we don't know.
Right. That's amazing. So pretty much whatever you want to do, they have it. Okay. One of the things I want to know is everybody likes that word free.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. If somebody wants to support
Mhm.
the museum, because free is good, but free eventually costs something.
Correct.
So if I want to give, how would I do that?
So you can go to our website, and we have a giving tab. And like I said, we are part of Sam Houston State University. So this will take you to give to the university, but then you go to the drop down and you find the Sam Houston Memorial Museum, and you can give to us.
All right, we're gonna get there. It'll take me a minute. Okay, Sam Houston.
SHSU Giving.
Okay.
Mhm. And give now, right there.
Oh, okay.
And then you would enter your amount and continue, and then you'll get to a point where there's a drop-down box, and you can choose the Sam Houston
Okay.
Memorial Museum.
Okay, so you can designate. Good.
Yeah.
That's always good. And then I always ask the question that about being good stewards of the donations and stuff. Y'all make sure that most all of it goes in.
Yes.
Little
Yes.
overhead.
Yes. We have 15 acres, historic buildings. Maintaining them is
Expensive. Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
I want to make sure generations get to learn
Yes.
about Sam. So
Exactly. All right. Then let's go back. I was going to show
these are some of our interpreters and volunteers, again, in their period dress. We were hosting an event during Welcome Week for SHSU students, get them into the museum. And we made gingerbread, and we had wassail for the...
Now, why do you call them interpreters instead of docents or?
That is what they're...
That's
Since
just
I've been there, that's what they've been.
Okay.
They're historical interpreters.
Okay, because I know where I used to live in Beaumont, they have a big,
Docents.
beautiful museum, and they call them docents.
I think it just depends on the site.
Okay. All right. So if I'm a first-time visitor, which I will be,
Yes.
where do I go first?
So you have 3 options to check in. You can either check in at the main museum, the rotunda there.
Now let's go back and let's pull up the map again.
Okay.
Oops. Go the right way. Really? Okay. Here.
So you have letter A, which is the museum.
Okay.
And there's limited parking there at the museum. Then you can go to the museum store, which is J. And there's a little parking there. You can check in there. Or all the way up at L, which is our Walker Education Center, which is the largest parking lot.
So you pretty much pack a lunch and get ready.
Yeah, be ready to walk. There are trails. Some of them are uneven, but everything is handicap accessible.
Looks like you have picnic tables.
We do.
So are you? It's that old thing. If I bring a picnic lunch and heft it with me all day, I can museum hop in the morning and have lunch at museum hop in the afternoon.
Correct.
All right. And is there air conditioning anywhere?
There's air conditioning in the museum, the gift shop, and the education center. Otherwise, the grounds. Sorry.
Okay. Because this is Texas,
Correct.
and it gets pretty darn hot
It
during
does.
the day.
It does.
But okay, so when I go, I am going to see all of these amazing things. What sort of historians, researchers, educators, who all comes together to preserve this?
So we have different departments, our collections departments. So they're overseeing the artifacts, the documents, the houses. We have an exhibits department. So the museum exhibits, working with the collections department. We have our education department. They're the tours there. And then we all work together. We do have a groundskeeper, but we're helping out on the grounds. Everyone's doing a little bit of everything, but we are a small staff and we have student workers. And we couldn't do it without our student workers.
So you guys really have a lot of stuff for being a small place.
Yes.
And okay, some of the things that you've gotten, like you said, you had the ledger. Where did that come from? Did somebody call and say, "Hey, my grandma had this in the attic"?
Gibbs brother is still a business.
Oh, is it?
Not the store,
Right.
but the family. It is the longest operating family business in the state of Texas, and they still have all of that.
Okay, but like other pictures and things of people brought you stuff and said, "Hey, is this something?"
Yes. So our collections department looks at it. Does it fit our mission? Is it something that was the Houstons or, but it has to fit our mission.
Okay. So even if you would bring, say, a basket or something that was from that time period, they might want it.
They might want it. Yeah.
Okay,
just
well,
depending if we could use it.
I'll say I have nothing that would be, of any use, but
you'd never know.
You never know. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. How many, because of this being such an amazing resource for schools and stuff, do you have any idea how many kids come through a year?
Oh my gosh. I can't even think right now, but it's thousands and thousands.
I was going to say, and like if in a day you might have 2 or 3 schools?
We usually do one school tour, but we could have an afternoon and an adult tour. But we can see we have, a matter of fact, this whole week we have tours scheduled, and they're 2 schools splitting between 2 days because they're that big of groups.
Wow.
So we can see up to 200 kids a day.
That's amazing.
So how does someone set something like that up?
They would contact our education department, and that's listed on our website to direct you to them for guided tours. Okay,
and they would you'd give them your details as to who you have, whether
And
it's
they would-
adult, handicapped, children.
Right.
They take care of everything.
They
All right, I'm here. Let's go back and go back into the website and
go back out again. Yeah.
back one more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you were wanting to book a guided tour with us, if it's through your school or for your organization,
Okay. Education.
guided tours, and schedule a tour.
Okay. Oh, and here it gives you the prices.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very inexpensive. Look at that. $8, 65 and up, $7, children 6 to 18, 6, 5 and under free, veterans free, teachers free. Now, you know what? That's pretty awesome. Veterans free and teachers free.
Yes.
As a former teacher, I appreciate that. And as a daughter-in-law of a veteran, He appreciates it.
And our guided tour prices are different than our regular admission tours or regular admission prices. Those are different. And that is listed on our website as well.
Here's your school tour, adult tour. So pretty much if virtual tour, I mean, if you want to know, you just come look at it. It tells you everything. Admission, restrooms, water, picnic, museum tour.
What's a virtual tour?
So we do through like Zoom. We've done virtual tours overseas to, so we can set it up. We've worked it out. COVID taught us a lot.
Yeah.
So basically, you'll set up a tour.
Mm-hmm.
You can sit at your house at your computer, and somebody will. What do they have? Like a GoPro on them?
They have. They'll use their phones or different thing. Yeah, we figured it out.
What?
We've actually also done virtual tours for like LaGrange ISD. They couldn't come to Huntsville, and so we'll come to you through a virtual tour.
So you guys are determined.
Yes.
That nothing's going to
sure
stop
to
you.
educate
You're going
and
to do it.
keep Sam Houston's legacy alive.
That's amazing. I think that's wonderful. Now, okay, you talked about the student helpers and all kinds of stuff. What if I wanted to volunteer?
Yeah, we do accept volunteers. There's a form to fill out. You would go through our education department again.
Okay.
And that is really not reflected on our website. We are getting a new website. So, but there will be a link up there about volunteers. But you can just contact our main phone number and they can direct you.
You're like, hi, I'd like to
volunteer. And we have different opportunities. We have events like coming up our General Sam Houston Day in April, which is from 10 to 5 and free event. But we bring in people from other historic sites and just talk about life in 19th century life. And so we take volunteers for that. And
so you have people from other places, like if they were like
Washington on Nebraska
or like Civil War reenactors, things like that.
We have different,
Okay.
We work with other historic sites.
Okay. So this is one of those things you are all encompassing. You focus on Sam Houston, but you realize that all of these other things were happening at this time.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So you're trying to give the broadest.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. The broadest view of what we're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, do we have anything exciting? I know we have the birthday coming up, and
so spring break week, those free activities on the grounds, and then we have a music series. We do 3 nights. One date in March, one in April, one in May. This is a free event. We have a little stage on the grounds, and so it's just a community event, but we have people drive in for it. And it's a lot of local artists that we schedule. And we have a food vendor and Sam's Table, which is a local restaurant. They sell beer and wine. So you just make an evening out of it, a little date night, bring your chair, bring your blanket. And then we have our General Sam Houston Day, which used to be, many people knew it as the Folk Festival. It was a 3-day event, but we knocked it down to a 1-day event, make it a little more manageable for us.
Yeah.
So
okay. So I neglected to say, we told you where you were, but since we're here in Austin County, about how long does it take to get to you?
About an hour and 15 minutes, hour and 30 minutes. It's easy drive.
So just enough that you don't want to kill your spouse if you get in the car with them.
Correct. It's a nice little day trip.
So tell my husband that, and darling, we can go and take a little day trip. We'll be okay.
Yes, you will. Yeah.
All right. Did we cover everything? Is there anything I missed? Because
I just want to say there's so much to do in this area of Texas. Day trips. There's a lot of history in this area, and to get out and go and visit these sites.
I was going to say, and to keep an eye on your Facebook page, because we keep doing that, but over and over you put out these wonderful things, and we actually pick them up and put them on
I
Austin County
appreciate that.
so that we want to help, because it's our history.
Yeah.
I mean, Texas history is our history.
It is.
It's not some far off thing. I mean, this, like you said, it's an hour and a half down the road that these things happen. So, for all you out there in Austin County, if you think, well, gee, there's nothing to do, I mean, hour and a half trip, easy.
Yeah, because in Huntsville, you also have the Sam Houston statue out there on 45.
That's what I was going to ask.
I think you have a picture of it.
I do. That's what I was going to ask you. Everybody knows the Sam Houston statue. Come on, let's get this. Okay, so do you guys own the Sam Houston statue?
We do not. It is run and operated by the city of Huntsville.
Okay.
We do work with the city of Huntsville hosting events together, like this coming weekend with the birthday event. But we are part of Sam Houston State University Statue City.
Okay. Yeah, because everybody, you know, when you say Sam Houston, go, oh, yeah, that big
one.
statue.
And we do get a lot of confusion with that.
I was to say, but you could capitalize off it. It's like that's not us, but you can come on over, or if that intrigued you, let us show you some other things.
Yeah. And then another thing, Sam is buried in Huntsville, Oakwood Cemetery, so you can visit. It's a historic cemetery, and Sam's grave is right up front. And when they have his birthday celebrations, they do have a ceremony at his gravesite, and descendants come.
So how many descendants do you know?
So usually we have about 10 or 12 of them come. They live all over.
Wow. But that's pretty good. Okay, here's the March 1st and 2nd, because that's right around the corner here.
Free admission.
Free admission in honor of his birthday. Will there be birthday cake?
They do it at the luncheon. The luncheon is an RSVP thing, but yeah, they have cake and stuff there. Yeah, we do a toast to Texas because it is Texas Independence Day as well on his birthday.
I didn't even think about that.
And
you are correct.
Yeah, and so he was part of the signing of the Texas Declaration of Independence on his birthday.
What a great birthday present to himself.
Correct.
I love it. Well, you know what? We really, really appreciate you. And this will not be the last time.
No, I want to come back.
We were going to have who come with us?
So my director was supposed to show up today, but felt a little under the weather. So he sent me solo.
Well, you know what? It's great to have you. And we look forward to you both coming back.
Yeah.
Because this has just gotten me excited and ready to ask about 15,000 more questions.
Yeah, there's a lot of things we didn't cover. So, yeah.
Well, and that's the thing is you're kind of like, well, I got to keep it underneath an hour.
I know.
But yeah, well, and the thing is that what you do is plan to come back when there's an event.
Okay.
And we'll do pictures and all kind of good stuff and talk about that. And, you know, our door's always open. You just come see us, give us a call.
Will do.
We are ready. Well, Austin County, that's it for this particular episode. Please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. While you're there, don't forget to give us a like and a share. We need you to help us grow. And until then, Meagan, thank you again.
Thank you.
Austin County, keep smiling.